Hello chaps, how are we all doing today, all fellow modelers and fiddlers with plastic? How are we all doing today? It's cold, it's still cold, and it's time to do an update on the Nagmachon. In this update I'm going to do it in parts. It's all going to be in one clip, one video shall we say, but I'm going to do it in little sections, and it's going to be, say, the finishing off and the final reveal of the whole shebang. Okay, so for starters, I've got it painted. Yes, it's all factory fresh. Yeah, factory fresh. I've got it painted, and I've got the decals or decals, transfers, stickers. They're all on, and they're all ready to go. You have to excuse me here. I got hat hair. I think that's what the ladies call it, hat hair. Been out in the cold, and I've had me woolly hat on, and my hair's kind of gone. Here's a feck. But anyway, let's have a look down to the bench, and we'll have a look at the Nagmachon in its factory fresh. It's Sunday frock. It's all painted up. All the detail painting is done and everything else. So the next step for this is I'm going to give clear coats, and then start doing some dry brushing and weathering and that. And then the next, say, segment of this, I will tell you what I've got done. Okay, so we'll zoom it down here and we'll have a look. There we go. There she is, all nice and settle this bloody camera. There we go. There she is, all nice and factory fresh. Okay. Like I said, I've used my 50-50 mix of the grey and the khaki for the cyanide grey. The decals are on. We'll lift it up and we'll have a look at the little decals. There's only a small few decals on it. Sort of numbers here on the side. There was some numbers here on top, and there's another number up there. That's it for the decals. There was another big Star David flag, but I'm not going to use that. The other little detail painting in it is here. The bases of the aerials were done in a flat white, and the handles and a few other little things that stick out, grab handles and things, they're all in red. Okay, so you can see them there. They've all got their colours done. Shut up, dogs, for frick's sake, they always start barking when I'm doing a video. It's like as if they know. I've got the glass in, but I've got it masked off, so that's all sorted. So it's just a little take off the masks when the weathering process is finished, just in case it sort of darkens them or things like that, especially when you put on clear coats and things. It can affect the windows and things, and the blocks, the vision blocks and stuff. So there she is, factory fresh, without its shooty things. I have the shooty things here on a stick behind me. I'll just shove that aside. We'll have a look at the shooty things. These have all been painted, weathered, the whole shebang. They're all done. So we'll have a look at one of the mags first. One of the 7.62s. We get that to kind of zoom in there. They were absolutely beautiful indeed, beautifully engineered. I've given them a base coat of NATO black, flat black on the butt, the trigger handle and the carrying handle, the cyanide grey on the mount for it, and I give them a blue wash. Yes, a dark blue wash. And what I use for that, I'll show you now in a minute what I use for the blue wash. And then give them a rub down in some areas with my graphite pencil, and that brought up any bits, just to make them a little bit shiny where the gun bluing has worn off, because it does wear off in sections, but they're not shiny, you know, like if you use that gunmetal colour. They're too shiny in that, far too shiny in that. So that's really happy with them. Really happy with them. That's the 7.62 GPMG. And here's the 50 cal. I'll just pop it off its stick so we can have a better look at it. Okay, here's the 50 cal. Same idea, same colours used. Okay, I also used olive drab for the actual ammo boxes themselves. Okay, so that's where you can see that the ammo boxes, they're just a slight little bit darker. They're the olive drab, and I used gold paint there on the bullets, and I gave them a wash with Nuln oil from Citadel, and the blue wash on the gun itself. So that's the 50 cal and the 7.62 megs. Okay, and if you just bear with me 2 seconds, I'll reach behind me here and I'll show you the colours I used to get the wash. Okay, to make me a little bit of a wash. Right, I used this, okay, which is the Army Painter Army War Paints Deep Blue. Okay, I used 3 drops of that and 1 drop of this matte black War Paints Army Painter stuff as well. It's brilliant for hand painting, really brilliant for hand painting. I've never tried to airbrush this stuff, but for hand painting it's brilliant. I love these paints for hand brushing. I use them mixed down with some X20A thinner. I made it nice and thin, but not too thin. Okay, and give them a little bit of a wash. Now, with the 3 drops of that and 1 drop of that and some thinner, obviously you're going to make a lot more than you actually need. You can't really make a really small quantity of it. So it was actually sort of a cap full. I'll show you what I used. I used one of these little pill tops. I put the drops of paint into that and filled it up to about 3/4 of the way up with the thinner, and that's what I made my little wash with. Okay, so that's the wash. And the red, I used pure red again from the War Paints. I think they're made by the Army Painter. So that's them, and the next time you see it, I'll have the weathering done, and it'll probably be the final reveal at that stage. So stay with me now for the next clip, and we'll have a look at it all finished off as if it was sort of done in 5 minutes. Okay, right lads, and we're back, and I've got it done. It's all finished, it's all ready to go. If you remember the last clip, I had it factory fresh, and I'm after weathering it. I'm after finishing off the little base for it. I'm after adding a wall, and I think it's done. I'm quite happy with it. So what am I waiting for? Let's bring the camera around and let's have a look at it. Right, so like I said, I'm always having light problems in this room. Must get that sorted, but apart from that, there she goes. Okay, I will stick some pictures up at the end as usual. We'll do some photographs. At least I get the light right and things like that, because it's easier to take photos and things and pictures and stuff. But what did I do? What did I do to it to finish it off? Well, I gave it my usual black wash, but I didn't make it as dark as I normally do. I made it very light. Ended up giving it 2 coats of it, but at least by having it so light, it didn't really, it wasn't more of a filter, if you know what I mean. It didn't really change the colour of it too much. Whereas if I had it darker, it would have darkened the whole thing, and I wouldn't have been happy with that. So I did that, give it a dry brushing. A dry brushing. Yes, I used NATO Black, give it a NATO Black dry brush, and I used my my Israeli mix, we'll call it, the cyanide grey. I gave it a dry brushing of that, and I gave it a dry brushing of the buff. What else did I do? Use a small bit of Agrax Earthshade on the canvassy bits there, and on the stretcher here at the back, just to make them look like canvas, you know. Quite happy with them. And for a finish, then I just gave it a dust coat using buff, you know, coming right back and just giving it kind of an overall dusty look. And I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. I wouldn't say kind of happy. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Oh yes, I also used some of this. All right, this Ultimate Weathering Products, Ultimate Modelling Products, should I say, weathering wash, and it's the Rust weathering wash. And I find this quite stark, right? And I found out a nice way of using it. And I did it the same way that you'd use, say, the oil for the oil dot filtering. So I put a couple of dots of it along, then with water, because that's water based, with a brush with a lot of water on it, and I used one of these brushes here, one of these little feathery type brushes, and I just sort of brought it down like that, and it kind of gave it a nice little kind of a streaking effect. Okay, you can kind of just about make it out there at the front. Like I said, I didn't want it too stark, I didn't want it too that freaking aerial is a bloody nightmare. Look, there you go. I didn't want it too overly weathered or anything like that. I just wanted to make it look used but not abused, shall we say. Okay, so there we go. And I put my decal down, and I give it a dull coat over the decal to take that glossy look off it, and used some of Mr. Simon Kemp's bricks, concrete blocks. I made a little bit of a wall just to kind of give it a little bit of an extra feature. So there she goes. I'm quite happy with it, thrilled to bits. And like I said, I'm going to add some pictures at the end. So thank you for taking your time out to watch it. Don't forget, if you have any comments or anything you'd like to say about it, stick it in the comments box below. Don't forget to give it the old thumbs up, give it a like, and I'll catch you on the next one. So in the meantime, be nice to one another out there, buy a kit, build it, and enjoy it. This is John signing off and leaving you with a couple of pictures.